So friends, now I would like to talk about a little what Osho says about meditation, the healing power of meditation. So we all do meditations, and this is about further I'll discuss the active meditation which Osho teaches. So first, what Osho says, the word meditation and the word medicine come from the same root. Medicine means that which heals the physical, and meditation means that which heals the spiritual, and both are healing powers. Another thing to be remembered, the word healing and the word whole also comes from the same root. To be healed simply means to be whole, not missing anything. Another connotation of the word holy also comes from the same root. Healing, whole, holy are not different in their roots. So meditation heals, it makes you whole, and to be whole is to be holy. Beautiful, isn't it? So holiness has nothing to do with belonging to any religion, belonging to any church. It simply means that inside you, you are entire, complete. Nothing is missing in you. You are fulfilled. You are what existence wanted you to be. You have realized your potential. That is what means healing. That is what means holy. That is what means whole and meditation. So somebody asked Osho that when we do this active meditation, you must be knowing what active meditation is. But I'll tell you, in active meditations, first we do this exercises, lot of physical work, jumping, etc., and then we either sit down or lie down and meditate. So one disciple asked that when we do these active meditations, we feel aches all over. So Osho has answered very beautifully this question, and I would like to tell you some of it. He says that you should do it because you will get over it, and the reasons are obvious. Two reasons. First, it is a vigorous exercise and your body has got attuned to it, so you will become used to it, and so for 3 or 4 days you will feel the whole body is aching. With new exercise it will happen, but after 4 days you will get over it and your body will feel stronger than ever. But this is not the basic. This is just about the bodily thing. The basic things goes deeper. It is what modern psychologists have come to know. Your body is not simply physical. In your body, in your muscle, in the structure of your body, many things have entered through suppression. So if you suppress anger, the poison goes into the body, it goes into the muscles, it goes into the blood. If you suppress anything, it is not only a mental thing, it is also physical one, because you are not really divided, you are one. The body and your mind and your soul, everything is into one. So you are not body and mind, you are body mind, psychosomatic, that we call it. You are both together. So whatever is done with your body reaches the mind, and whatever is done with the mind will reach your body, as body and mind are two ends of the same entity. For instance, if you get angry, what happens to the body? Whenever you get angry, certain poisons are released into your body, and without those poisons, you will not get mad enough to be angry. You have to get mad enough to be angry, and you have particular glands in the body, and those glands release certain chemicals, and this is scientific, this is not just a philosophy, and your blood becomes poisonous. And that is when you are angry, you can do something that you cannot do ordinarily. You must have seen people throwing things and doing bad kind of things that they will not do ordinarily, which requires a lot of power. So Osho says that because you have become mad with these poisons, you can push a big rock, which you cannot do ordinarily. You cannot even believe afterwards that you could do that. That is the thing with being angry. So, and this thing happens when you are violent, aggressive, or whatever the thing is. These poisons are released with every emotion. When you are jealous, different kind of poison will release, and when you are guilty, different kind of poison will release. So, and this happens with every emotion, and this goes on day after day after day. So then your body becomes crippled all over. You have poisons which were released during all these hours of emotional upheaval. These poisons are released into your body and they are settled everywhere in your body. All the nerves become crippled. They are not flowing. The flow has stopped. You have blocked it in many ways, in many areas of your body. And they are not liquid, they are not alive. They have become dead. They have become poisoned. And they have all become entangled with each other. They are not natural. So look at any animal and see the grace of his body. What happens to human body? Why is it not so graceful? Why? Every animal is graceful. You see the muscles of animal, you see the animal, well-fed animal, they are so graceful. Why is the human body not so graceful? What has happened to it? You have done something to it. You have crushed it, Osho says. And the natural spontaneity of its flow has gone. It has become stagnant. In every part of body there is poison. In every muscle of your body there is suppressed anger, suppressed sexuality, suppressed greed and everything, suppressed jealousy and hatred, everything suppressed is there. Your body becomes diseased. And therefore, when you start doing these active meditations, when you start jumping and throwing your hands and head and legs here and there, these all poisons will be released. And wherever the body has become stagnant, it will have to melt. The poisons have to melt. It will have to become liquid again. And this is a great effort. Say after 40 years or 20 years or 30 years of living in the wrong way, and suddenly you start these meditations. So what happens? The whole body is in upheaval. You will feel aching, but this aching is good and you have to welcome it. Allow the body to become a flow again. Again it will become graceful and childlike. Again you will gain the aliveness. But before that aliveness, the dead parts have to be straightened, and this is going to be a little painful. So Osho says this, psychologists say that we have created an armor around our body, and that armor is the problem. It is blocking everything. If you are allowed total expression when you get angry, what will you do? You start crushing your teeth together. You want to do with your nails and with your hands, and that is what your animal heritage has done to you. So you want to do, but you are not able to do. You have suppressed it. So when you have suppressed it, your body has become blocked. Whole body has become blocked. And now your body has to release many poisons. And now I am creating this chaos within your body with these meditations, says Osho. So this meditation is to create chaos within you so that you can be rearranged, so that a new arrangement becomes possible. That is what is the funda of these meditations. And then once these are released, the real joy will come to you. And what is real joy? The real joy, Osho says, really joy only means that your body is in a symphony, nothing else. So friends, when we do these meditations, we feel that joy is coming to you. You must be having that feeling that joy is flowing through you, so that your body is in a musical rhythm, nothing else. Joy is not pleasure. Pleasure is different. Pleasure has to be derived from something else. Joy is just to be yourself, alive, fully vibrant, vital, a feeling of subtle music around you. And within your body a symphony. That is joy. You can be joyful when your body is flowing, when it is river like flow. And then Osho tells us a little meditation also. I'll tell you about it. So Osho says that I teach you let go, because that's the only thing that can make you a sage. No church will help. No theology, no religion can help. Because none of them teach you let go. They all insist on work, on the dignity of labor. They use beautiful words to enslave you, to exploit you. They are in conspiracy with the parasites of society. I am not against work, Osho says. Work has its own utility, but only utility. It cannot become your life and all and all. It is an absolute necessity that you have food, you have clothes, you have shelter. Work, but don't become addicted to work. The moment you are out of work, you should know how to relax. The moment, and it does not take much wisdom to relax. It is a simple art. It is so simple because you already know how to relax. And when you were born, you just have to be awakened it from its dormant state. When you were born, you knew all that thing, and it is in you. You just have to awaken yourself. It has to be provoked, the relaxation. It has to be provoked. You have it inside. All methods of meditation are nothing but ways to help you to remember the art of let go. So, I say remember because you once knew it and you know it still, but that knowledge is being repressed by society. Society is always teaching you, you have to work hard, you have to earn this, you have to earn that. And then finally, when you are so much worked up, you are not able to relax. So, you have to tell yourself continuously that this is not my life, this is my work, this is just my work. I have to live my life. And who else will tell me? Only myself. Nobody else in the society will tell you that you have to live your life. Nobody else will tell you. Only you have to tell yourself that I am going to live my life fully. Not just slaving around, not just working around, living my life fully. So, Osho says the simple principles have to be remembered. The body should be the starting point. So, we will start with a little of what Osho says about this meditation. He says that lie down on your bed and do this every night, because nothing special has to be done. You are going to sleep, and before going to sleep you are just lying down and you can do this. So, before sleep comes, with closed eyes start watching the energy from your feet. Just watch your feet, move from there, watch inside. It's like a little like vipassana. And when you feel that there's some tension either in your calf muscle, your knee, in your leg or your hip joint, wherever if you feel tension, you just release it. Whenever you feel stomach in your tension, you just release it. Let go, let go, let go. Simply try to relax and don't move from that point unless you feel relaxation has been done. If you are feeling a little tension in your knee, just relax, and then you feel that the tension is gone, then you can move upwards again. So, go through your hands, because your hands are your mind. They are connected with your mind. If your right hand is tense, the left side of your brain will be tense. If your left hand is tense, the right side of your brain will be tense. So, first go through your hands. They are almost the branches of your mind, and then reach finally to the mind. Slowly, slowly, slowly reach to the mind. And when the whole body is relaxed, the mind is already 90% relaxed, because the body is nothing but an extension of the mind. And simply watch the 10% tension that is in your mind. And just by watching it, the clouds will disappear. It will take you a few days, and then you will acquire the knack. And it will revive your childhood experience when you were so relaxed. Friends, You were so relaxed in your childhood. Do you remember? So, Osho says, if your whole body is relaxed, you simply forget that you are a body. And in that forgetfulness of the body is the remembering of a new phenomena that is hidden inside your body, your spiritual being. So, let go is the way to know that you are not the body but something eternal, immortal. There is no need for any other religion in the world, just the simple art of let go. I love this thing. The simple art of let go. It will turn every human being into a religious person, because religious is not believing in God. Religion is not believing in the Pope. Religion is not believing in any ideological system. Religion is knowing that which is eternal within you, that which is the truth of your existence, that which is your divinity, and that which is your beauty, your grace, your splendor. So, Osho says the art of let go is synonymous with experiencing the immaterial, the immeasurable, your authentic being. So, Osho says there are a few moments when you don't realize, without being aware, you are in a let go. For example, when you are really laughing hard, not from your face, from your belly, inside you're laughing hard. You don't really remember and you just let go and you laugh. So, you are so relaxed without your knowing, you are in a let go. That's why laughter is so health giving. There is no other medicine that can help you more in attaining well being than laughter. You just have to laugh. But laughter has been stopped by some conspirators who have stopped your awareness of let go. So, the whole humanity says, be serious, be serious, don't laugh, don't laugh loud. You can't laugh like that. People will say, how, see how he is laughing. But don't worry, you have to laugh. I laugh a lot. So, I make it a point that whenever I feel good, I laugh. So, Osho says, my whole understanding is that laughter is far more important than any prayer, because prayer will not relax you. On the contrary, it will make you more tense. So, in laughter, you suddenly forget all the conditioning, all the training that you have received, all the seriousness that society has put on you. So, suddenly you are out of it just for a moment. Next time you laugh, be alert about how relaxed you are. So, the whole teaching is about let go. But then Osho says that it does not mean that you will become lazy. On the contrary, the more relaxed you are, the more powerful you are. The more energy gathers when you are relaxed. Your work will start having a quality of creativity. Whatever you do, you will do it with such totality, with such love, and you will have tremendous energy to do it when you are relaxed. So, understand that let go is not against work. In fact, let go transforms work into creative experience. So, friend, I hope you like this thing. Whatever these things, whatever touched my heart, I shared with you, and I loved sharing with you. Thank you so much for listening. Bye. Namaskar.